Hello, everybody. This is Deplorable Bobby, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. And tonight, I'm going to give it to you the way I see it. But before I get started tonight on my main video, which is going to be about the John of God, the Brazilian faith healer who has done many evil things and has been arrested, and I'll go over that. But right now I want to talk about something that's really weird. I'm familiar with being censored, and people being censored on Facebook, being censored on YouTube and Twitter. And I've heard all that because I'm on the net all day long, every day, and I know some of these people, and they've been censored, and they've lost views and different things, and they've had videos taken down. But I've never heard of PayPal doing that. But now PayPal has stepped up and is now censoring people on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. I guess it's going to be like a second censor past YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or whatever. But anyway, as of 2/8/19, PayPal closed the account of one of the most trusted channels on YouTube, in my opinion. It's one of my most trusted channels on YouTube. The name of it is Truth and Art TV, hosted by Bernie Suarez, who is one of the most informative and entertaining channels on YouTube. He's always professional, he always works very hard, and he brings news and headlines of the day and always reports with dignity and honor. I've been listening to this man for a long time, and I've never, ever heard him say one thing bad about anybody. He reports the news. Simply that. I have my morning coffee with him every morning. This man is phenomenal. But anyway, no clear reason was given for the termination of Truth and Art TV's PayPal account. And this quote comes from the phone call to PayPal by Bernie. Due to excessive risk involved, the account has been permanently limited. Acceptable use policy was the overall reason for closing the account, but no instances of abuse by Truth and Art TV could be found. So this is all attacking the views promoted by Truth and Art TV, which are conservative views. Once again, being censored, but now by PayPal. Well, let me tell you what happens when PayPal censors you. PayPal told Bernie that his PayPal account is now permanently closed because risk, but could give no exact reason for the risk. But get this, people, I'm almost done with this. By PayPal closing Truth and Art TV's account, all monies that were sent to him or donated to him or given to him through PayPal will be returned to the donors, and Bernie Suarez and Truth and Art TV will not get one penny that has been donated to him through PayPal, and any funds that are coming in the future will be denied. Now, the thought police is afraid of all opposing views and must always admit, they always meet us, with these violations, of acceptable use policy and shit like that, In order to find out why the real reason was that Truth and Art TV was canceled from having any kind of PayPal account, was this: he must subpoena, can you believe that? He must hire an attorney, he must file a case, he must subpoena for the reasons why he's been denied a PayPal account. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. It's all being revealed slowly, so we'll just have to wait and see. I do say best of luck, Bernie, and we support you in all that you do, and keeping we the people informed, and as you often say, where we go one, we go all. Thank you, Bernie. I hope it all works out, man. Okay, now we're going to get down to the video. This is not a happy video, and I mentioned it the other day, and I did a little bit on it, but I've heard a whole lot more since the last time I looked at this in the last day or two. So tonight I'm going to do John of God. You know, John of God was a cult leader in Brazil he ran a sex slave farm for decades and decades. Girls between the ages of 12 and 18 were imprisoned on farms like they were animals, and they were pimped out, you know, to all kinds of people, and they were kept pregnant, and they delivered these babies, and these babies were sold to the highest bidder for as high as $50,000. Okay, it's dependent on what the market was holding that day. I will say this, that a lot of the babies that we know of were sent to childless couples who actually bought a child rather than go through the adoption process. For whatever reason, they didn't want to go through regular adoption. They bought a child, which was always given with no birth certificate, so I don't know how they handled that. But like I say, they were sold for like 50 grand. All right, these girls, they were 12 to 18 years old, and they were kept pregnant. But after 10 years of having a baby every single year, they were killed, murdered, put to death. Their service was over to this man. Many of the children were used in child sacrifices and never had a chance at life. These children were doomed from the very beginning. Thankfully, some babies were adopted. Over 600 allegations were made against the John of God. The 77-year-old spiritual leader crumbled after he was accused of sexually abusing a Dutch woman on live TV. The woman claims on live TV that he prompted over 600 allegations from around the world, that John of God denied all the allegations. You know, we're going to talk about this woman on live TV with the allegations against John of God. And this is from the Daily Mail. Woman behind the arrest of the faith leader John of God, claiming that he was running a sex slave farm, committed suicide at her home in Barcelona. She was a Brazilian activist named Sabrina Bittencourt. She was forced to live under protection after receiving death threats after she made this public on national TV in Brazil, and a suicide note was found. Well, I read the suicide note. I'm not going to read it to you, but it's just a rambling thing. It really makes no sense. Anyway, her eldest son, Gabriel Baum, confirmed her death of his mother, and he said, "They killed my mother." I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. John of God was part of the cabal. The cabal is part of the deep state, and the deep state controls everything worldwide. So, yeah. John of God had it going on. You know, he's got Hillary, and he's got Bill. Oh, as a matter of fact, we'll get to that in a minute. The Brazilian leader rose to prominence in 2010 after interviewed by Oprah Winfrey. She claimed she almost fainted simply by being in the presence of John of God, and remarked that the encounter was blissful and beyond belief. Well, this so-called John of God at the age of 7 worked with his father in his tailor shop. He quit school. He didn't have any schooling. To this day, he can't read or write, but yet he performs spiritual surgeries on his followers. Literally cuts them open. I mean, he does surgery. What kind of man is this? He's an idiot. Anyway, as his fame grew after the 2010 episode with Oprah Winfrey, praising him to be some kind of deity on earth, beyond the Dalai Lama. I mean, he was beyond Christ. He was something just beyond all mystical realms, okay? Anyway, his fame grew, and the faith healer wasn't long before he was around the world. Once again, he was arrested. Oprah made a statement after he was arrested. And this is a quote. "I empathize with the women now coming forward, and I hope justice is served." End quote. She empathizes with these women. Well, she needs to learn the damn word of empathy. Empathy means you can feel what someone else is feeling and understand it. Understand it in your mind and in your heart, and feel the pain or the joy or whatever it is. Empathy is sharing a feeling with someone. She has no idea what these girls went through. No way in hell can she empathize with any of them. She's a damn pedophile Luciferian herself. She's just trying to cover her damn tracks. Anyway, he had a daughter, and her name was Dalva Teixeira, okay? The biological daughter of John of God. She accused her father of incest rape beginning at the age of 10 until she was over 14. When Dalva became pregnant by an employee who her father had made her have sex with, this John of God faith healer beat her severely to the point that she miscarried the child. I wonder what they did with that child. Probably put it in a soup. Anyway, a quote from his daughter, Dalva. She said, "My father is a monster." Shortly after Miss Bentoncourt made her accusations on live TV, John of God withdrew $9 million from the banks, several banks, and he was planning to leave the country. Let me ask you, where does a faith healer get $9 million? Well, we ain't done yet. Okay, he gets it from selling children. Come on, people, that's what we're talking about. He withdrew $9 million to escape the country, to escape charges. But they had him cornered, so he gave up. He turned himself in. On December 16th, he told the officers, quote, "I surrender to divine justice. And as I promised, I place myself in the hands of earthly justice." Okay. We got you, boy. Let's see what happens to you. 2 counts of rape, 2 counts of statutory rape. That's what he's charged with. But we got 600 women saying he did the same thing to them. This ain't over, folks. By a long shot, it ain't over. Because as more charges are pending, because of investigation continues. See what we're talking about, people? We ain't going to give up on this. We ain't going to let it just slide by. But how about this? Y'all know who Naomi Campbell is? You know, the supermodel and all that kind of good stuff. Well, it just so happened she went to see John of God for spiritual healing. And even Bill Clinton, the ex-president of the United States. Boy, it hurts to call him president. But it ain't as hard as Barack Obama. I can't even get that Barry Soetoro shit out of my head. But anyway, Bill Clinton sought healing from John of God. I guess it's pedophiles treating pedophiles, you know what I mean? 2016, John of God appeared in a documentary by none other than pedophile Marina Abramovich. The film contains sessions of healing by John of God. Now, do you know who? I'm just going to call her Marina because everybody knows her by Abramovich. Okay? She's a pedophile. That's what she does. That's what she is. There's many videos, there's many photos of her and her love for pedophilia all over the internet. She's one of the ones that doesn't hide it. She's open about her pedophilia. Well, we're going to hear more about that. So, that's all I got tonight. Deplorable Bobby. This is the way I see it. And I really appreciate y'all for giving me the time to give you a little time. That's the way I see it. Signing out.